role-playing podcast made for people who spend 4 hours planning a heist that falls apart in 40 seconds. And that is coming from experience.
Which heist? I wasn't a part of this. That wasn't
No,
on
you
me.
were never a part of any of our heists. That, but I have been in games, or should I say, I've run games where we've gone round and round in circles with the players kind of going, right, we need to do this, we need to do that. And invariably, people don't stick to the plan.
Never. Mm-mm.
Mm.
But like that's half the fun is not sticking to the plan.
That is true. That is true. And it's for me, something like Blades in the Dark is so refreshing because they get the heist genre right.
You need to
So
run a game of Blades for me because I've never played, and that's
you've
just
never
a
played
shame. I've never
Blades
played.
is a lot of
I'm
fun. I wouldn't use it for a long form campaign,
uh-huh.
because it is very episodic by nature.
Okay.
But as a hey, let's just play something, and even if you kind of do a campaign, but you just know that every session is there's no real continuing story. You kind of build it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal, and it gives you the feel of when you watch a movie like Ocean's 11 or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
it gives you the ability to have that as a player. Just
So the thing I love about Ocean's 11 is how they explain they're doing the heist. They're going
mm,
to do this heist while it's actively happening. And then at the
which
end, it's like wrapped up in a little bow. It's so good.
which is Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark,
Okay.
you don't worry about things like equipment. You don't worry about things like armor. Your equipment is basically you've got 4 or 5 boxes depending on your loadout. So before you start the mission, you kind of go, I want to go for a light load, a medium load, or a heavy load, depending on how
Okay.
inconspicuous you want to be. If you've got a medium load, let's say, off the top of my head, I think it's like 3 check boxes that you have. Now you do not have to declare what you're carrying with you into the heist, but if something comes up where it would be necessary, you can kind of go, okay, I'm going to use one of my inventory points to have a grappling hook.
Ooh.
And it gives you that flexibility. And then you've got flashbacks, which if you're in a difficult position, you can kind of go, all right, so I'm going to use a flashback to kind of have this prepared in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's not an infinite resource. It does cost you stress, which is your metric as to whether the character can continue or not. But it's like, I have this ability where I can go, well, technically my character would have thought of this. And that's why it gives you the whole Ocean's 11 experience of, yeah, we had this whole plan, because you are playing a team of professionals.
That's fun. See, someone put me in a Blades of the Dark game, please and thank you.
I'll run it for you. We'll set some,
Yes.
like, it'll be straight after the Delta Green game I'm meant to be running for you as well.
In 2026, Too Legit's going to be
It,
running some live plays.
yes, we
You're
will.
welcome.
I've promised I will. I don't. I'm already fucking dreading it.
You're like, no, please, no,
No, I was
no,
done with
no,
that, with the actual play scene.
no.
But we will be
Gonna
we will be
drag
running.
you back in.
All right, okay. So the deal is, I'll run Delta Green and Blade. You run Vampire.
You don't want me running vampire. I can find
What?
you someone who
No,
will
no,
run
no,
vampire for
no,
you,
no.
but you don't
I
want
don't.
me running that. Hell no.
I want you running
Uh-uh.
that. I want to put you
Uh-uh.
out of your comfort zone. I want
No
you running
thanks.
Vampire,
No
because
thanks.
I think you just need that little push.
I used to run games. I used to run a very awesome uh Monster of the Week game, and I freaking adored that game, and I'm so sad to see that group that just kind of like fell apart because everyone had
Mm,
such amazing characters. Like I could probably message one of my players from that game and get like his written journal entries,
mm,
which were so funny. They were probably my favorite things to like watch and like
mm.
read through because like he wrote them all from his character's perspective, which is like was a novice. His character had no idea of the
Okay.
supernatural up until
Mm.
like a werewolf fucked his family up. And one of my other players was playing a
I'm,
werewolf.
I'm so glad you ended that previous sentence with the word up because it was like, ah, I just had a bit of a roller coaster then of what the fuck is she going to say now?
No. Like, yeah. So like his whole family was kind of annihilated by a pack of werewolves. Um so that was his introduction to the supernatural, and then he gets pulled into a group that's supposed to be studying the supernatural, and he's like, why the fuck am I here? His first
Mm.
journal entry is like, I don't know how I ended up in this, but I don't think I want to be here.
I like that. I like that. I've never done that before. I've never done
Oh my god.
like
I encourage everyone to keep a character journal. That's me. I'm that girly.
I
Um,
do take notes in session. I
mhm.
like 100% take notes, but then if I
Oh,
kind of look at them 2 months
so
down the line,
I
it's
have
just I do not know what I've written. I just write random words, which I should actually take some time at
this
the end of a
is
session to compile.
I'm sure you can totally see. So like this is my
I can see
character
some of it,
notes.
yeah. Okay.
Um this is how I take notes like in session, and I
Mm,
have a page for like this for all of my characters. And then some of my characters end up with full journal entries like this, and
mm,
this one is titled and that's when everything went wrong.
okay.
Because literally that's like this is the moment in that game where
Mm,
everything went terribly fucking wrong.
yeah.
So like I have some characters where I'll keep like hardcore journals like this,
Mm,
where it's literally I write out step by step, moment by moment, everything that my character experienced in that session,
mm,
and like little extra tidbits of detail or like where her brain was at during that. So like um same character, different journal because we're in season 2. Like in this one, you can't really see that, but um in this one there's a moment where she literally writes, these crusty fucks don't get it. So you get like fun character like thoughts.
I like it. I like the concept. Again, my notes are just very much sporadic. The GM will say something, I'll quickly scribble something down. At
Hmm.
most, the following session, I can still refer to them and know exactly what I meant. Anything beyond that, if we go 4 or 5 sessions and he'll go, do you remember we were talking to this person? I'll go, no.
It depends. So like I note take to my characters.
Hmm,
So like if I'm playing a character with low intelligence, I tend to not take a lot of notes unless they're like names or dates or places, things that
hmm,
they would actually remember. But beyond that, I don't take notes.
hmm.
Not
That's
really.
interesting.
I've
That's a
got
very method way of playing.
yes, it is a super method, sort of like method acting way of playing.
I like
I have a
not a criticism, I like it.
I have a character named Ophelia in a VTM game, and she has literally 1 dot in intelligence. So like in VTM when you have 1 dot in intelligence, you barely passed high school.
Yeah.
Like barely intelligent, barely literate. Um
Mm.
and I play her to that. So like there are times like she's literally said, "Oh, I'm not smart enough to understand that."
Mm.
And her notes are literally, they're not notes. They're just people's names because though she's a name person, so she'll at least remember somebody's name. So like that's it. It's how much XP I got for that session, the other players, their names and pronouns, and then like literally just a list of names and what session I met them in. So like 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4. And like that is it. The most bare bones. And then
No,
I've got
that's a really interesting approach to that.
Aster, who's like ridiculously intelligent, and she gets full fucking journal entries.
Hmm.
And then I have another character where I've started keeping an art journal, like a collage art journal.
Okay. That's very pretty.
So like this is hers because she's like an art girly. So like these are all the different sort of like ways she interprets stuff and like what she sees. So like
That's really cool.
I've never done a journal kind of like this one before. I've never done an art journal, but it's so appropriate for the character that I was like, I can't not do it. I have to do this.
Yeah, you see, you're making me want to take better notes now, but I won't.
Well, try the method of like where does your character's intelligence stat sit? Like try that because it's really fun. And when I do that, I tend to not metagame because like I'm one of those people that can remember just about everything from a session, even without taking notes. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing is I do remember quite a lot. So that kind of makes me lazy in terms of
note taking, yeah,
because I've got this inflated confidence in my own abilities to remember until the time comes when they go, "Do you remember this?" And I'll go, "No,
no, I really don't remember that."
no,
But okay,
no, sorry, it's in my notes somewhere."
Literally everyone in Aster's game will look to her and be like, "Do you remember this?" And Aster's like, "Yeah, I do. Hold on, let me grab the journal that it's in." And like I will open up one of my journals and be like, "Okay, this is what I have written down for it. This is where it was relevant. This is like."
So more often than not, do you find yourself being the note taker of the group?
No. Because it really depends on my intelligence. Like my character's intelligence literally dictates if I'm taking notes or not.
Yeah, I mean, there was one like in my Pathfinder game, which is now complete. One of it kind of all fell onto one party member, but she took like exquisite notes to the point where even like on Foundry, and I think I was using Obsidian at the time, where we had sort of actual calendars, and I could track the days if they spent 3 days traveling, I would track the 3 days traveling to
Holy
the
shit.
point. And she and I would on occasion just kind of go, what date we on?
See, I'm so impressed with people who can do that. Like I have great memory recall, but like being in a session and taking notes at the same time is really fucking hard for me. Like I struggle with that, but I've also struggled with like note taking and listening at the same time in high school, so I'm not entirely surprised. So like all hail the people who can take session notes while in session.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I had to do it to any degree of quality, it would have to be post-session, sit down and go over the scribbles that I have.
Yeah, that's
and
Aster.
then kind of go from that.
But it's also how I like de-wind from the character because like I usually leave those sessions like really wound up in her headspace and like writing it all down and getting it out of my head is like, okay, I can go back. I can go from being Aster, who is a literal disaster and who wants to burn everything to the ground, to like back to Misfit, who's just mildly angry at everything. Like, it's helpful.
And do you ever digitize your notes?
So I started to with Aster's notes. I've started to slowly very slowly type them up. But like as I've been typing them, I'm realizing
Mm.
I'm losing a lot of the magic that is Aster's notes because like there are whole sections where she's just like caveman grabbed the pencil, scribbled things out, and then like, let's try that again and rewrite it.
Yeah, I guess you do kind of lose that. I mean,
So
like
there's a
if
like
I'm
a little
doing,
bit of a magic to handwritten
mm,
notes.
mm. Yeah, I agree, and not so much as a player, but as a GM, a
Mm,
lot of times I will find that my sort of creativity flows a lot better if I'm scribbling.
yes, yes,
Scribbling, and
same.
even like right, scribble, circle, arrow here, scribble this. Oh,
Mhm.
NPC name, question mark. And my mind is a lot more active than if I sit, because I do all my notes, I do all my GM stuff on Foundry now. Um, so I going straight from like the brain to Foundry, I really struggle with. So I do need that intermediate process of getting a pen and getting a because I use a Rocket Book, so that's the perfect thing for that. Because
I got my partner a Rocketbook a couple
mm,
years ago, and um that has been a huge help. Just
mm,
having everything go up and like it's there
yeah,
has been super duper helpful. But like there is for at least for me, like yeah, there's a magic in taking a pencil and just committing something to paper.
yeah,
Um
yeah. No,
I
I hundred
struggle
percent
with the
agree.
digital medium.
I don't. I mean, I like digital. I rely on it, and like the ease that you can get, like even using Foundry. But I've used Foundry, I've used Obsidian, I've used Notion, OneNote, even used Trello, and having all that information at your fingertips is really handy. But for me, especially when I'm creating,
Mhm.
then I need that middle. I need that, like, at least that scratch pad where I can scribble things down and then I can move on to digital and then type it up and organize it in a way where I've got access to everything I need.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm trying to do that, and
Mm,
I struggle with it. I do, I don't know why. I do know why. I 100% know why. I
mm,
do almost everything in a physical medium and not I don't necessarily sit at my computer desk a lot and do things on the computer a lot. I do
mm,
almost everything, like, even when I'm for example, when I'm running and working on stuff for Vampire with No Name social media because I
mm,
run all of that. Um, I sit there and I will handwrite, like, while I'm listening through the episode, pulling timestamps, I will write down, like, bits of what I'm gonna make the blurb out of because, like, it's just easier for me instead of typing it.
yeah.
There's I have a cognitive, like, disconnect when it comes to typing versus writing, and I think that's just,
Mm.
like, I don't know, a me thing? I think I'm just weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird. I mean, because if you think about it, I mean, because we've been writing since we were kids.
Yeah.
We've been writing since preschool. So to us, I mean, I can be speaking to you now and I can be writing without looking at the paper, without
Mhm.
making any note. Every now and again, I'll glance down to make sure I'm still on the same line and
Yeah,
whatnot.
you haven't, like, written down
But
like this.
I can be scribbling along while I'm talking to you. Whereas when I type, and I know there are people who can do this, they can touch type and whatnot. I can't do that. I have to focus on typing, if that makes any
Yes.
sense. I
No, same. Big same. Like, it
mm,
takes more for my brain to be like, "Ah, move that finger there," instead of
mm,
just make this loopy thing.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, even if I'm scribbling, I am literally scribbling. No one would be able to understand that except for me, but that's all I need.
Mhm. Or,
So I
like,
don't.
God forbid you give me a weird NPC name, it's not gonna be spelled right. Just know
No,
that. It's never going to be spelled right. Don't ask me the spelling of shit.
It'll sound right when you say it.
Mhm.
Though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like it'll sound exactly how it is
It's
spoken,
meant to sound, yeah.
but like it won't actually be spelled right. And then there's times where I've like written a name down and I've actually spelled it right, and then I can never pronounce it correctly ever again. So I'm just like, let me
Mm.
write things how I understand, apparently, because like you don't need to get it. I do.
Yeah, that's it. You know, as long as when I turn around and say, "Oh, this is so so," people go, "Yes." That's all you need.
Yes. But yeah,
But yeah, so I mean, what if you when you do digitize, what sort of applications do you like? Because I've got some experience in this.
I usually just open up like a Google Doc and start
Google Docs
typing
is
it
great.
out.
Google
And
Docs is great.
I have a Google Doc that's got like the title of each chapter, or like each section of Aster's journal. It's got the title that I have in the journal. I don't tend to change those, but like as I'm going through and writing them, there are things that I just like rewrite or like
Hmm.
retype because I'm like, oh, that doesn't flow well, or that really doesn't make sense. Aster, where were you? Were you angry or sad?
I think that's another thing as well. If you think about digital, it's the ease of deletion.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, whereas if you are kind of prepping a session and you're doing it handwritten, what you think is how it translates to paper. Whereas the amount of time that you spend when you're doing it digitally of going, no, I'm not going to be able to understand that.
No, 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 no,
Because
no,
it
no.
no, I'm not going to be able to understand because it may not be grammatically concise, it may not be,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know,
I can't tell you
how
how
it's
many
meant
like
to be.
I I'm for sure going to need someone like rewriting all of the journals, because I do actually plan on releasing Aster's journal
Hmm.
after the series is out, so people can like read through it if they want. I think they're pretty funny. I think Aster's pretty fucking funny. She's got moments in there that are like, bitch, what were you thinking talking to herself?
Hmm.
But I'm gonna have to get someone to like spell check and grammar check and like edit the shit out of them, because like they're just raw thoughts at the moment.
But I mean, that could just be a narrative choice, if especially if you're releasing it.
Mhm. No, I want
You
it to
know,
at least make sense.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it makes more sense than you give yourself credit for.
Maybe. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. But it's like I don't want to rely on like all the built-in stuff
Hmm.
for, editing and shit like that, because it's all fucking garbage Gen AI now. So I don't
Yeah,
want to rely on any of that. I'd rather give it to somebody, or like even pay somebody to edit them for me. Cause
I mean
like,
that's why I
God
stopped using
forbid.
Notion.
Mm,
Stopped using Notion because they started ramming AI down everybody's throats. And
why?
I tell you what, Riverside is going to be very close behind.
No, Riverside, don't do it. Bad. I'll
Yeah,
spray you with a
yeah.
bottle.
Riverside is very close behind. I'm actually just bringing up my rocket. We're not sponsored by them, but I love this piece. I love
I highly
rocket
recommend a
books.
Rocket Book, especially if you run
Yeah.
a lot of games. Keeps all of your thoughts in order, and you can put it to what game
So
it goes in.
that's kind of like some scribbles of a game
Aw,
that I
your
was part
scribbles
of.
really aren't that bad, though. They're not that
Yeah,
bad.
they're not that bad. This one was quite good, but I'm now reading it through and yeah, I could probably make sense of this. This one I could probably make sense of.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, but then I've got other things like some campaign notes that I've been writing. Uh, That was my Fabula Ultimate game. The characters that, but yeah, I do kind of mostly kind of start out on paper and then move to digital just for running the session because it
Curious how
becomes a lot
many
more practical.
other people do that. Like,
Hmm.
how many people out there write their notes physically first and then type them up and get your like thoughts more concise and succinct?
I don't know. I mean, if anybody's watching, if
Curious.
anybody's listening or watching this, and you want to add to this discourse, just put it like, and add to the comments. Talk to us.
Yeah, let me know. I want to know that
anybody,
like I'm not alone.
yeah, anyone in the chat, tell us what you do for your notes and whatnot. There you go. Oh, straight away, Michael says, "I do."
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank
See,
you.
we have now been validated.
I'm so validated. Thank you. I do have a friend who also writes notes in their character voice. But like she's one of those people that like will go real deep into a character headspace, and like I have certain characters where I can absolutely do that, and then I have certain because I'm really susceptible to character bleed, and I have certain characters where I cannot do that because like oh boy, that bleed would be so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so if that's something you struggle with, then I would recommend against it. But I am going to actually try it. I'm going to try the next time we play our Fabula Ultimate game. I'm going to try at least start a diary from my point of view. And
Yes!
if and when we get back to Parasand, I think Shepherd's Diary
Oh my god.
would be a thing to behold.
I think Shepherd's Diary would be hilarious. Does Shepherd keep a diary?
I might start.
It's a very human thing to do.
And we all know he's a human man.
Like I keep no notes for Parasan. I Banshee's illiterate, so like nope. No notes.
I mean, my notes for Parasand was when I was still using Notion. I still got it installed, but I just don't use it anymore. I'm trying to think. It was probably the 7th of July. Found out these were cultists of Vios and linked to the terrorist group known as the Reborn. So yeah, I need to get in touch with Win to see how she's getting on.
I miss that game. I miss my little terrorist.
Yeah,
no, Banshee's not really a terrorist. She's more just I'm a plant.
I think she has the potential to become one. To
I'm noticing a pattern about me, and it's not great.
But a seed that needs to bloom into full-blown terrorism.
You realize that's going to end up in like a city being pulled down brick by brick.
Well, I mean, shepherds are, if it's for the right cause, and it may be something he can get on board with. But I think, to be honest, where we are in that story, I don't think it's a massive leap to think that will be considered on the more error side of the political spectrum.
More radical thinking.
Considering that you two are absconded on a ship belonging to someone who basically rules the city. So
they had it coming.
Yeah, we're trying to bring them down. They had it coming. They did have it coming.
You know that song from Chicago? I forgot how it goes. Oh. Never mind.
Okay, so I'm not gonna Google that song from Chicago. I think it'll be. You forgot how it goes. So I'm making reference to shit.
Listen.
I've never seen Chicago. I've never seen it, so I'm.
Oh, it's so good. But like, I'm kind of a musical theater person.
I'm Googling it now. I am more now than I ever was.
That's fair. Everyone
But
starts
yeah,
somewhere.
I've got a lot to see. I'm trying to
Chicago's like a
think what
classic.
song. Yeah, I don't know if they're actually doing it in the West End. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to have a look.
So good.
Are you thinking about Razzle Dazzle, perhaps? Cell Block Tango?
I think it's in Cell Block Tango. It's the chorus where
Fair enough.
they repeat it. He had it coming. He had it coming. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of this. No, this is important stuff.
I'm so glad.
This is very important work. Cell Block Tango lyrics. But yeah, anyway, musical. We'll do a musical theater podcast as well at some point.
Okay. I haven't seen as many musical theater productions as like some other people I know. That shit's expensive.
It is indeed.
Going theater is really expensive. And like I understand why.
Very, very few.
I get it.
It's definitely worth it.
Like I've seen Cats, Phantom, Sweeney Todd, Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, Chicago, Lion King. And I love art.
Oh, okay, go for it. But you've seen far more than I have, so
there is a song in the musical theater in the like theater production of Lion King called Shadowlands that is probably my favorite song, and they cut it from the movie because like they were like, oh, this song makes this movie way too dark.
Okay.
So you get it in the musical, and it's all from Nala's perspective. As she's like wandering through the lands to go find Simba. It's like really sad and it's really somber, but it's so good. It's really impactful. I'd highly recommend everyone going and at least looking it up because it's a great song.
Already on it. It's on Apple Music. I will be listening to that tonight. I like I can't remember what it's called, but it's like one of the main songs from the second Lion King movie. Oh God,
the second Lion King movie.
Yeah, they did a Lion King too, Simba's Pride. And I'm trying to find that the song is like the main sort of theme to it. It's fantastic. We're going way off tangent here, by the way.
Yeah, we've gone way from like, sorry, y'all.
Yeah, we'll bring it back to tabletop role playing somehow, don't we?
At some point.
We always do this.
Well, like, okay, but seriously, theater kids and tabletop kids kind of go hand in hand. I lost you. Well then. I love your thing. All right, so I guess I'm running the show now. Hi everyone. How are we doing today? Good, yeah? Great. I don't know what's happening, so I'm just going to keep yapping. Crap. I hate being put on the spot because I can never remember what to talk about. Nervous. You know what? I'm just going to do a tour of my art journal. That's what we're going to do. Misfits take over. Look at Heather's journal. It's so I am like really taking over. Huh. Okay. Pretty journal. I actually have all of my things marked down in it too. I used gold leafing for my dots in things, which was real fun. And for everyone who's wondering, this is a journal for Mage. Hi, Juan. Welcome back. We're going through my journal again.
Hey. Yeah, I have not. Like, OBS suddenly kind of
You're not allowed to see
my
this
camera. Which one's that? Is that with the like the?
It's my Mage's journal.
Okay.
No. I play in a Mage the Ascension game.
Hmm.
Or Mage 20th edition, sorry. And
Yeah.
this is her journal for that, and I'm really proud of how it came out. I love it. I have so many more art pages to add to it because like the story has gotten so crazy.
Okay.
My poor little girl. I can't really talk about it because like those episodes haven't even come out yet, but like
No, that's fair enough. Have all the episodes of Vampire with No Name been aired yet?
no, they're still coming out.
Hmm.
Episode 8 comes out this week.
And
Which is
no
real
one's
fun.
actually, yeah, no one's actually answered.
No one has, I've
Um,
had a bunch of people ask and like message me about it, and I was like, y'all, the part hasn't even happened yet.
hmm. Well then, still got time to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I did listen to your intro. That was very good. I did enjoy that.
Did you cry? I cried a
But
little.
I did not cry. I
Damn
will
it.
say that I didn't cry.
It is like a goal of mine to make people feel feelings.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do kind of carry my heart on my sleeve, but then again, I'm quite stoic and in certain aspects.
That's fair.
Hmm.
That's
I do have
super
triggers.
fair.
I do have certain triggers though that will just send me into a mess.
When I was playing my little girl Ophelia, um that table, it's a home game, so it's like no real high stakes or anything, not production or whatever. Um but like I had the people, like everyone at that table sobbing our last
Oh,
session.
really?
Yeah, they were like full ugly crying. Someone had to turn off their camera for a minute and like gather themselves. And like I was even crying, and our ST was like, "Hey, do you need a minute?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good."
I mean, I've made people cry as a GM. That I have done for multiple reasons, but the ones I do enjoy the most are where it's like pure raw emotion as opposed to
Mhm.
sadness or anything like where
Mm.
it's where they get so invested and so especially when it's a character that they're passionate about, and I not necessarily reward them mechanically, but acknowledge their character and acknowledge something about them. And yeah, that Pathfinder game I ran did get somewhat emotional, especially towards the
I
end.
love when games get emotional. Like I am an emotional person first and foremost.
Hmm.
I used to not be, and then like I healed. I emotionally healed, and then I became a very emotional person.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, for me, I grew up in a world where you are taught or it's drilled into you, especially for men, that emotion is bad,
How dare
sort
you
of
have
thing.
those dirty emotions?
And it as much as you kind of progress and you mature and you kind of break out of those toxic routines, there is
Mhm.
still that element to it in the back of your head, which you can't really push past very easily. But I will say I'm a relatively emotional person. It just has to be
It's why
specific
like
triggers that get me.
nope, that's fair. It being this sort of emotional person and being able to like bring it out in my role play is
Mm,
something that I really enjoy doing. Um and I enjoy when the audience feels it too.
mm,
So like it's very validating to me having the rest of the table be like, I was crying. I was full on ugly crying during
mm.
that, being like, oh, that makes me feel good because I want people to feel I want people to feel whatever emotion is happening at the time. So like if it's sadness,
Yeah.
I kind of want people to cry. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of
Mm.
do. If it's anger, I want people to feel that. If it's
Yeah.
like joy, I want people to like have a big dumb smile on their face when they're listening to the
Mm.
scene or whatever. But that's just the kind of person I am, and I think that's
Mm.
probably why I go so hard on like character journals and stuff, because I
Yeah.
want to like encourage people to have those feelings and be like, you know what? They're not bad. You're allowed to feel these things.
Yeah. I mean, for me, and one thing I've noticed that I do more and more is I'm able to kind of bring an intensity to a character,
I would agree.
especially when it kind of comes out of nowhere, but because there is
Mhm.
a narrative purpose for it. Um, that's something I've noticed that lately I'm able to kind of turn that on a dime,
That's awesome.
where
Hell
it can
yeah.
be like it can be happy go lucky, but then all of a sudden I become serious because my character is serious, and I bring that
Mhm.
across. And I think that was probably more the Fabula Ultima game that I started doing that, to the point where one of the players thought I didn't like him
Oh no.
because of how my character was with him.
Uh-huh.
You know, because my character was very serious and very stern, and he wasn't. So that created an intense dislike. And he actually went up to the GM and went, "Lad, I don't think he likes me." And the GM's going, "It's fine. That was a character thing. Don't worry about it."
Oh no. See, this is why I love really yappy groups. And this has been a theme that's come up for me a lot like recently is
Mm,
like I love groups that even when we're not having session or like it's an off week or whatever, we still chat a lot. We still yap
mm,
a lot. Because it allows you, and at least in my experience, um, it allows me to push the envelope. And
mm,
if two characters are kind of having like a myth, it allows that envelope to be pushed so you actually like feel the intensity of each character's sort of like animosity towards each other or like the strife that is happening, and then
yeah,
afterwards you can both like get off and like end the scene and you're laughing your asses off because you're like, damn, oh, you good, I'm good, are you good? And like you can do that check in and laugh about it. Which is why again I like really yappy
mm,
groups. And I tend to, if a group is not yappy, I will absolutely kind of like hold myself back from having inner character conflict because I am afraid of that, of someone coming up to me or going to our storyteller or whatever and being like, hey, I think Misfit has an issue with me. Like, no, I don't. It's stealing your camera again. No, why? It hate me. Hi, everyone. It's me again. Misfit, your girl. What's up? OBS is being dumb. This happens regularly. Not really, but really. OBS kind of likes to take things over and whatnot. But yeah, anyway, I really like yappy groups because they I feel a lot safer in pushing character envelopes and like having inner character conflict. If I don't have a yappy group, I do absolutely hold back a lot. I don't go for inner character conflict. I don't even really go for like interpersonal relations outside of like, oh, we're just friends. I don't tend to push those subjects if it's a group that is not yappy because like I don't know where they lie with me. I don't know like too many unknowns for me to start pushing buttons. We might be fixing things. Are we fixing things? Is things getting fixed? Because I don't know how to continue yapping. There is a reason I wasn't a very good streamer. I do have an alligator club. Num, 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 num. Num, 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 num. Now's your chance to ask questions of just Misfit. No Juan. Juan's not here at the moment. It's just me. This is so frustrating. Because I can't. There's so many things I want to talk about, and like I can't because they're either brand new recordings. Oh hey, welcome back! Yay!
Hey, yeah, this is getting weirder.
It is
There's
getting
gonna be
really
a lot of
weird.
editing to do with this. A lot of editing
Mhm.
in this episode. Yeah, I don't know why OBS is taking over for some reason.
OBS said, but it's mine. I want it.
Yeah, but anyway, let's hope that, fingers crossed, I can chat to you while I figure out what the fuck is going on.
What do you feel is the best way to foster group chats? Oh, bye again. For me, I like character questions, or like when people get really wrapped up in their characters and they have such a deep connection with their character that they don't mind talking about it. Like I could yap about any of my characters all day every day. Like I really could. It is not a stretch for me to be able to do that. It's super fucking easy. Um but I also really love getting very deep into a character's headspace. Sometimes it is just the dynamic of the players. Like if you have more introverted players, they tend to not be yappy, and that's fine. I will never force someone to like yap if they are uncomfortable with it. And like there's also the understanding of, you know, some people just have things going on in their lives and they can't. But like for me, a lot of the time in a lot of those groups is it is a group of people who is really trying to cultivate a friendship, and that is the biggest sort of key factor, is they're out there trying to seriously develop and cultivate friendships through their games. Um and like typically if you have a group of friends that have been around for a long time, they don't. They because they know each other really well. So there's that lack of needing to bond. And that's also fine. Um I'm just a weird person, and after having such a yappy group with Vampire with No Name, we talk all the time, whether it's in the public Vampire with No Name Discord, or the private, our recording Discord, and like scheduling and all of that. We tend to yap a lot. And like not just as our characters, but as friends too, like as people who genuinely give a shit about their fellow person, we tend to just yap a lot. We do. Um, Outside of that, like I don't know how to cultivate it per se. I think sometimes it is just the magic of that group, or it takes effort on everybody's part. Everyone who's within that group. Cuz like Ophelia's group is also really yappy. But like a lot of those people, they're A, younger, B, we don't we don't play every week. We play every other week. Um and C, they're just a group of people who really like getting deep into characters. And when you don't have people like that, it tends to be more difficult to foster. But character questions are always great. They break the ice. They get you going. Um and just regular like check-ins with people, like, hey, how you doing on your off time? Like how are you feeling after the last session? Where's your character's headspace at? I tend, like, we talk about that a lot in Vampire with No Name. Like that group very specifically, but our ST like pushes us pretty hard. So like we tend to mentally check in with each other a lot. Like, hey, last session was pretty hard for your character. Are you good? And that simple like question, the first time it was asked of me was like, oh, I can trust these people, and like I can actually like go there and sort of push these envelopes and cultivate these really more deep, hard-hitting emotions. But it all depends. There's so many variables. It's hard to quantify. That's where I'm going to end that. It's hard to quantify. It is possible. It's just hard to do, especially if you don't have people who want to go there too. Okay, that's where I'll end it for sure. Any other questions for me? Because I'm trying to fill up some time. Ow. I just like pinched my skin with my alligator clip. When I was a kid, all right, I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. When I was a kid, I always thought these looked like little briefcases or like little purses. Because that's the person I am. This episode's going to be so fun. It's going to be me yapping the whole time. Hi, y'all. I want to show off some of the other things that I have done because now I feel like I'm in show and tell, but I can't because they're all like art projects that I can't talk about right now. Hello, welcome back. You can see part
hello. You can see part of me. It is, yeah, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. So I think probably the best thing to do.
Do you want to call it here?
I think we're going to probably have to call it here because these technical difficulties are completely
wild
tonight. For some reason, OBS is trying to switch to a virtual camera, which no longer exists. But you know, I'll deal with that during the week.
You know what? Your computer has ghost in its blood. It should do cocaine about it.
Okay. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'm going to agree to that to a certain degree. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone for their patience this evening while I've been struggling with technical difficulties. I want to thank Misfit. Thanks for joining me. It's been great catching up and great talking to you. If you guys liked what you see despite technical difficulties, then just drop us a like and subscribe, and you'll be able to kind of keep up with all the stuff that we do. And yes, we will be doing at some point some more actual play kind of things. Don't know when. That still kind of needs to be organized, but it will be. Misfit, do you want to just kind of plug anything? Or
hello, I am Misfit. I do things on the internet like play games and make people cry. Follow me everywhere on all the socials. It's Misfit_playland or Misfit_play. Oh no, I did say that right. Fuck.
you know, there might be a clip of you saying, "Hello, my name is Misfit. I do things on the internet."
That's fine. That's a great clip, to be honest with you. We do a book club for Vampire with No Name. I am gonna plug this. It's a fourth wall thing, so like it is behind a paywall. But there is literally a clip of me saying, I play vampire on the internet. I lost my self-respect a long time ago. What do you want from me? And my ST Ty being like, you know what? Fair.
No, I mean, but yeah, so check out anything that Misfit works on because they are absolutely fantastic. I will be catching up with Vampire with No Name because I want to, find the
yap about
secret.
that.
Yeah, I want to yap about that eventually. Obviously,
no.
spoiler free, but we will. As for me, you can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet. I'm on most of the socials at Too Legit to Crit or at Natural Juan. And most importantly of all, I just want to thank everyone who's taken time out of their busy day to listen to us waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much, and good night.
Have a good one. Bye.